You know, when women our age, like our age, complain that they're not seen anymore? Like there was that model who's Gen X or Boomer, really famous model, married to a really famous musician. He had passed away. And she had this whole platform about how now that her looks had diminished, she wasn't seen anymore and how that was a big problem for her.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at women realizing that men are completely done with them. Don't forget to drop a comment and let's jump right into it.
Nobody prepares you for what it's like to date after 50 when you've been married for a really long time. How can you be prepared for this? I have been single for 14 months. And in all transparency, I have done very little dating, very little. Initially, I tried dating apps. I wanted to see if I could put myself out there again.
You can't say that nobody prepares you for dating in your 50s when that's literally all they talk about. There are so many women who make videos complaining about dating in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, despite the fact that none of them should actually be doing it.
I was lonely. I was looking for some companionship, and I turned to the apps. Well, that's a whole other video. One thing I hear from so many people my age is the older you get, the more difficult dating becomes because the less willing you are to compromise on things. Do you guys agree?
With age comes far too much emotional baggage, and men have enough on their plates as it is. What these women fail to realize is that men don't want to date or marry a liability or someone who's going to make their life more annoying. If you're not a woman who can bring, peace or empathy or warmness to their home, men aren't going to want to date you.
One of the worst things about online dating is that it takes about 4 weeks to have a conversation that would normally only take about 10 minutes on the phone. Because someone will message you and you'll message right back, right? Because you're interested or, you're talking. And then it takes them about a week to message you back. Oh, sorry, I'm never on here. Or whatever their excuse is. It's then get off the app. If you don't want to talk to people, get off the app. Because at this point, I might as well say, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. By the time we talk again, it's going to be 2026.
It takes them weeks because they're talking to other women. She's not the only one that they're talking to.
Dating after divorce is the most complicated thing ever. There's talking stages, there's dating stages, there's...
These women that married young, they have no idea how good they have it and how much worse it's going to be on the dating market because they're probably the baddest bitch at their high school. Because a lot of the women that married young, they were the first round draft pick in high school, but now you're going to be the last round draft pick in the city.
Women like that assume they'll always get attention regardless of their age, and that is a mistake. Many of these women find this out the hard way, especially after they divorce their husbands or leave their long-term boyfriends.
So y'all know I was one of those girls that was on Kevin Samuels' show, and I'm 52 now. I was 48, and he said I was almost 50 and I was old news. And y'all, guess what? I still ain't found nobody yet. I still have not found a man, and I keep trying to look younger and younger and younger. And I know I don't look like I'm in my 50s, so what is it? Can you help me out? What is it? What's the fucking word?
Kevin Samuels, as always here, was pretty much right on the money. She just refuses to accept basic reality.
Okay, gentlemen. So questions. So what is date etiquette nowadays? So is date etiquette that we meet you somewhere, that we go for drinks, cup of coffee, and that's what you consider a date? Or is date, you come and get us, we go to a nice dinner, we get to know each other? Or is date coffee and a walk in the park? What is date etiquette nowadays?
Date is just a nonsense word that describes men who are being used to relieve boredom at this point, nothing more.
One of my biggest rules for dating after divorce is that you must have a hoe era. You have to date around. You have to try out a lot of different people. First of all, it's going to make you feel really free. After being in the confines of a marriage for many, many years, probably going with your needs being unmet, it feels amazing to step outside and have little to no commitment. Secondly, you really do have to find out what you don't like in order to figure out what you do like.
If you need to have a 304 error after divorce to quote unquote find out what you like, then all hope is already lost. And again, this is why men don't want to date these women, okay? They return to the dating market after being divorced, and every dude knows to just stay away from that.
And that's why I say you should date all types of men. Date the young ones, date the old ones, date the tall ones, date the short ones, date men with all different kinds of jobs, date men from every walk of life. And you just never know. You might find a connection where you never thought you would. That happened to me. I never thought I would be with a younger man. And now I have had a partner for 1.5 years who's 9 years younger than me. And it's the best relationship I've ever been in. And I never thought that would happen. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't opened my mind up to the possibilities of dating all different types of people. So that's what I mean when I say you need to have a hoe era when you're dating after divorce. Date around. You might end up in a relationship, but for sure you will have a lot of fun along the way.
1.5 years isn't a long time for a relationship in the grand scheme of things. It only counts if it lasts multiple decades, in my opinion.
Please explain to me why men are so threatened by a woman that is not desperate for a man. Why does it bother you so much?
In answer to someone's question, most men, in fact, have no desire at all to be in any kind of relationship with a desperate woman, because desperation just reeks of insecurity. And insecurity, in many cases, often leads to toxicity in relationships.
Men have never once said that they are intimidated by a woman who isn't desperate. That's not real, okay? Men in general have never described being intimidated by a woman for the most part.
And any person, whether it be a man or a woman who is confident and comfortable in themselves, wants to stay as far away from toxic relationships as possible. Although I noticed that someone didn't actually wait for an answer to the question. See this. One particular phrase there really stuck out because I have been noticing it being used by some women as a way to apparently try to shame men. It's that confident women don't intimidate real men. But I would be curious to hear how many women can actually define what a real man actually is.
Modern women are not really qualified to talk about what makes a quote-unquote real man. Every time they talk about what a quote-unquote real man is, it's never actually something that's true. It's usually just something that benefits them. You know, like, oh, a real man is a man who pays a woman's bills. Like, no, that's just what you want a real man to be. That's what you're trying to manipulate men into doing.
2026. I'm 50 years old and newly divorced. Here's my take on things I won't be doing my dating life going forward. So number one is going to be, I'm not offering to pay half of that bill, especially if you asked me out. Hell to the no. I'm not even pulling out my wallet. You pick up that tab. You asked me out. You need to be the man. I need a man in his masculine energy, provider type.
A man who leads with his wallet is not a masculine provider type. She just won't respect him whatsoever. She'll probably end up cheating on him, and that's usually the way it goes.
That's just what I prefer. I want to be feminine. I will cook for you. I will do all the things if you do your manly roles. Also, if we've had 2 dates and you want to lock me down already, as in, I've had 2 dates and now we're going to delete the dating apps and it's just going to be you and me. Sir, I don't even know you. I don't think so. I will also not teach a grown man how to treat me, how to pursue me as a woman.
If your selling points all start with "I will not," then the only thing to do is invest in cat food at that point.
You're the man, you're the pursuer, I'm the pursuee. You're not texting me and I'm not feeling that, and I have to tell you that I'm not hearing from you and your communication is lacking, and you respond to me with, well, it goes both ways. You can text me or call me anytime when I'm barely hearing from you all day. Hell to the no. Nope, gone.
Luckily for her, no man will ever talk to her that way, and the reason is because men don't actually want to talk to her. So many of these women forget that men actually have the ability to make their own choices, and usually those choices don't actually involve very annoying, entitled women.
I'm officially over hearing about older women dating younger men, as seeing that is such a terrible thing and that they're desperate and trying to hang on to their youth. When older men can date younger women and they're seen as powerful, successful, and like the man. But women, we have to retire our sexuality. Since when is that a thing? Can we just retire that idea? It's so outdated and archaic and stupid and rooted in patriarchy and misogyny.
All we hear is if an older man gets into a relationship with someone younger, then apparently he's a predator. Never mind the fact that women can do this, guys, and they're considered strong and independent, going after what they want, a cougar, whatever the language happens to be.
Let's see how this woman talks about dating in her 50s.
Hi, guys. Can we just talk about dating in your 50s? You have any tips for me? Please let me know. Because I can't take it. Everyone's out of their mind. Out of their mind.
Yeah, because it's everyone that's left over.
Here's a professional tip for you, okay? And the tip is, don't date if you're in your 50s. That's the only tip that could possibly help you. You shouldn't be dating in your 50s.
I'd go work it out with your ex-husband, ma'am. All right, here's another woman dating in her 50s.
To chat about dating in your 50s. I feel like there are two types of people. There are the people who date because they love to go out, because they're super social, because they may just enjoy going out for a nice meal. And then there are the people who date with intention. I fall into the second.
Can you imagine dating a 50-year-old woman with intention? Like, what intention? We're both almost dead. Like, we got 10 years left. What is the second half of life that we're planning? Do you know what I mean? Like, at that point, I would just take marriage off the table. What, you guys are going to have a ceremony for what? You don't have life to live together,
Her intention is to find a guy to keep her from being bored. That's about it.
Ladies over 50 are pissed off because men in their dating pool, their age range, are dating women way, way younger. 20, even 30 years younger. I'm Lisa the Love Coach, and let's get into this. Is this even true?
Yes, it is true. Generally speaking, men are attracted to younger women. That's nothing new whatsoever for anyone who has any degree of common sense.
Well, I might be the exception, so that doesn't really prove the rule. I met my husband when I was 50 and he was 56. But here's the caveat. We both wanted the same things out of life. He wasn't some 59-year-old dude who wanted more kids and wanted a younger woman. He was an older gentleman who's like, no, I don't want children. I don't want babies again. So why would I not be with a counterpart, a woman who wants what I want? We're ready to slow down. We're going to nice dinners. We're not out until 2 a.m. partying it up.
She literally said that she's the exception, but she's still trying to prove that it's the norm. Go figure.
We are chill, enjoying our beautiful home, enjoying the lifestyle that we're creating together, and heading into retirement age. So not all men over 50 want the young spring chickadee who's going to demand that she's entertained all the time, every weekend. Let's go here, and what about my friends, and this and that and the other. The men who wanted that, though, are the men who had their children early or perhaps no children at all. They make a lot of money and they busted their asses their whole entire life. And so now they want to have a woman who's younger so that they can have children, or he can have additional children. Maybe his children are grown.
Or maybe he just wants to enjoy his life with a woman that he considers beautiful. Either way, it's probably his business.
And he wants to have that energy of children in his house again. Whatever the issue is, women need to understand that if you have an idea in your mind and in your heart for your ideal man, that means that that man exists. So the question becomes, who must you become in order to attract that man? Your man is the man who wants you. So stop focusing on the men who don't want you, the men who want the younger women for valid reasons.
That's impossible for a lot of modern day women. They want the best men that are on offer, right? But these guys have way too many options to even consider dating them. Again, the women never actually consider who the men are interested in.
Instead, work on yourself, get clear on what you want in a man. And I'm sorry, ladies, but once you get into that 50s, 60s, and even 70s range, these men want caretakers, a nurse with a purse. So I'm sorry to break the news to you, but you need to do what you have to do in order to attract a man who is healthy, with longevity, guy that is into his body, maintaining his mindset. The work has to be done on both sides. So comment in the comments, what do you think? And of course, if you like this content, give me a follow. And if you have a topic idea, add it in the comment.
Modern women have been focusing on themselves for decades, and honestly, look where it got them. Usually it gets them a collection of cats, maybe single in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. You know, the rewards are just endless, it seems.
40-year-old man going after the 18-year-old woman is not about the woman. It's about getting young looking women and for that man to use that to up his value as a man. And I think that is what women actually have a problem with, is men using women.
I'm not thinking about that. I'll tell you why. Because I have perspective on this, right? Because when I was 40, dated plenty of 20-year-olds, 21, 22, 23, right?
A rich man probably doesn't need a young woman to up his status. His status probably speaks for himself if he's incredibly wealthy.
I'm not looking at any kind of long-term future. I'm just looking to have fun. Like between 20 to 30, I was actively seeking out.
Why?
Because that's what I wanted, because that was my preference.
But why?
Because I felt like those were the women that I was more attracted to.
Would give you most validation as well, too, to being a man with high status and high value.
No.
You can be honest that you're attracted to them, but I think you need to be honest that choosing those women also upped your value as a man.
She keeps putting words into his mouth because she refuses to hear the truth from men. That's why.
50 years old, single, I'm dating. Found nothing but lying assholes. Very confusing because I am a freaking delight to be around. Delightful. About to become an asshole.
If she truly was actually delightful or warm or a kind person who could, I don't know, make a home a better place, for example, then she wouldn't be single at her age. So she's clearly wrong.
Y'all, I didn't think I had anything else to talk about tonight, but I do. I want to talk about dating in your 50s. Like, what are we doing? How are we doing this? Because the only way I know how to do it is on dating apps. And for me, if somebody sends me a message, I want a whole application on why I should date you. Then I want to take your picture and put it into Google Images so I can see if you have a Facebook, a wife, how many kids you got, whether you're telling the truth or not.
These women have turned dating into a borderline stalking game. It's simply not worth it anymore. They're so crazy at this point.
I am not even sure I'm interested in dating. I have been separated for 2 years, just filed for divorce on July 17th, and I'm just testing the waters, and I don't know how y'all are doing it because this is hard. Give me your tips, tricks, and secrets.
There are no hints, tricks, or secrets. She should have just stayed married instead of starting over. And let's be real, guys, statistically, the women are the ones who are always starting over, who are leaving the man, or who are sabotaging the marriages.
It's because from what I have seen in my small town, I think, I don't know, maybe I might be better off alone and single and just having dinner with my friends and going to drinks with my friends and leaving the men out of it at this point. I don't know. Y'all tell me. What do you think?
She refuses to understand that she has aged out of the dating market and her options are limited. Whenever you try to insinuate or tell a woman that maybe her options are lower than they once were, or maybe reality tells her that, they're never happy about it.
Why does dating suck in this era? The answer is men. Men are the reason that dating sucks. Oh, but you can't say that. Well, there's always, of course, there are exceptions. But overwhelmingly, and statistics back this up, men are the reason that relationships and dating suck. Not only do they no longer want to pursue women, they only want her if she doesn't want him back. As soon as she shows any type of interest, as soon as she lets her walls down, as soon as she lets him get to know her, he loses interest.
It's the classic modern woman logic, okay? I am perfect and it's the entire world that's the problem, not me.
As soon as she expresses how much she likes him, he's like, I don't like you that much anymore. I know a lot of single women can agree that this happens so frequently. I've seen videos about how we'll be dating someone that pursued us, initiated contact with us, and they'll do everything that we want as far as pursuing. They'll take us out, they'll be a gentleman, they will say the right thing. And then as soon as you start to like them back and show the tiniest ounce of interest, they're like, oh, I'm just really busy. It's sick. They only want the chase.
Chad is the only man who does that because he knows it works and women will keep falling for it. Make sure you click on one of the videos on screen now to watch more if you liked today's video. Don't forget to take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.